Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a foundation review and wear test on this Revlon foundation here. This is the Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. It's supposed to be kind of like a skincare infused foundation, and I was just really intrigued when I saw it. So in today's video, I will be applying this foundation nice up close and personal, doing a 4-hour check-in outside in natural daylight, then inserting in some swatches and coming back at the end of the day, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, something around there, and just giving my final first impression thoughts. So if that sounds good to you, if you like foundation reviews, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around, but with all that, I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna get to applying this foundation. Okay, so we're gonna apply the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I have the shade 201 Creamy Natural. We're gonna see how this works with my winter skin. I'm not wearing any primer, only sunscreen, and it does leave a little bit of a white cast, so I'm hoping that's what's kind of making me a little bit more pale. Now, this foundation retails for $17.99 and comes in 28 shades. Just gonna pump it out. This is one pump here on the back of my hand. So it seems to have, you know, it's not too runny, it's not too thick. It's slowly just dripping down there. Now on the Revlon website, it does say to apply it with sponge or finger. So I'm gonna use my sponge here and I'm just gonna get started while I talk. This is supposed to have a medium buildable coverage, which I'm assuming is why they say to use a sponge. So that way you can kind of build it up if you want to. And it's supposed to have a radiant finish. So we'll see about both of those. Now, as far as my preferences for a foundation, I do have normal leaning dry skin, and I prefer like a natural finish, light to medium. I can go medium. For me, I mostly just care that it sinks into the skin well, that it looks natural on the skin, and that it wears down well. That's why I like doing these wear tests, to really just see how the foundation wears throughout the day. And I don't think the shade is too bad. I always do comparison swatches. I have timestamps linked down below, but I do it after my 4-hour check-in. I usually only go in with one pump of foundation, but I only did half my face, so this does soak up quite a bit with the sponge. But even still, I normally use a sponge day to day and I use one pump, so you do need some product with this. It's looking nice so far, not overly radiant. And then this also just has like the typical claims that if you continue to wear this for 4 weeks, you'll see improvement in your skin texture, your skin elasticity, in just the overall plumpness of your skin. So I'm not gonna test that out, and I find that to be a little gimmicky, if I'm being honest. Every foundation nowadays claims that, but that's just a little bit about this. It is clean beauty. It does have a hyaluronic acid, and it's definitely more of their skincare line foundation. I really want to try the Color Stay line, because I know everyone talks about that, but this was the newest one, which is why I picked it up. And so far, it looks really good. I mean, I'm gonna try and come in close as I can, but it matches a lot better than I was expecting. And for no primer, I'm thinking it looks pretty decent. Good coverage, not like a full coverage, I would say it's more of a light medium, not a true medium, or not medium bordering on full. Like definitely just an everyday good workhorse foundation so far. The true test is just gonna be how it wears, but it is giving like a nice glow to my skin. And my pores don't look enhanced. That's definitely more of like my trouble area, is enlarged pores on my cheeks here. So I don't know, so far so good. I have this laid down, I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, kind of just see how this sits. I haven't decided if I want to powder yet, but I'll be back to let you know if I powdered and kind of just my first impression thoughts. Rest of my makeup is on, and I did decide to powder and then only use powder complexion products, but I powdered very, very little. Like I really just dipped into my brush one time, really swirled in the powder and then tapped it all over my face. I didn't go in and bake or do anything heavy, and I think it helped a lot as far as just the shine. Now that's just personal preference. Like I said, I like a more natural finish. I don't want it to get too glowy and radiant throughout the day, so I'm trying to just combat that. We'll see how it works out. But so far, so good. It does, I mean, it seems like this is just going to be a good staple everyday foundation if that's what you're looking for. Again, like pores look really, really good. I am just like a little bit worried around my mouth here. I don't know why, but it's looking a little bit clingy. It doesn't look bad right now, but it does look like it's just clinging, and I'm worried about how that's gonna look by the end of the night. We'll just see, and my skin could be a little bit more on the dry side right now. But I'm just gonna go about my day so far. Thankfully, it is sunny out, which is why I decided to do a foundation wear test. So the next time I see you will be in 4 hours outside in natural daylight. It's been 4 hours now. You can see our horse and pony in the background here. This is just where I get, I think, the best light. But here's what the foundation's looking like. It's not looking terrible, but it's not looking its best either. Primarily what I'm noticing, I'm gonna try and zoom in, but right there on my chin, it's like really just collecting there. So right now, I would not say that it's wrinkle friendly. On my cheeks, it still looks fantastic. You know, over here on my forehead, but it's mostly right here around my mouth, like not looking the best. Outside of that though, like not bad, but just based off of my chin, I'm not loving that. They're making some noise. They wanna say something. But now the sun's leaving. But this is where we're at. It is a little bit more glowy than I would like at the 4 hour mark. I would like to see less of my natural oils coming through, but we'll see. Maybe it'll kind of die down. Not gonna touch it up. I'm not gonna do anything like that. We're just gonna see how it wears for the next 4 or 5 hours. But now I'm going to insert in some swatches, just comparing this shade to some other shades in my collection. And I'll see you at the end of the night in my final thoughts. It's now the end of the night, and here is what the foundation's looking like. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in just a little bit. It does look the same to me as far as the 4 hour check-in, but it's still not great. I don't know, because it looks good on my forehead. It looks good on my cheeks. My complexion products, like my bronzer and my blush, even stayed on pretty well for, it's been almost 9 hours. So it has like good hold as far as products go, but I cannot get over, and maybe it's just my chin. Maybe I have a defective chin, but it is just fully collecting right there in the lines of my chin, and I've never had that really happen before. So maybe I just need to play around with this foundation. Maybe it wasn't the best with powder, or maybe I just accidentally, you know, put too much on my chin and didn't blend it out fully. That could also be the problem, because it's very odd that the rest of the face would look so good in comparison to like just this one spot, because it's not like I don't have wrinkles on the rest of my face for this foundation to collect into. anyways, you know, as far as like first impressions go for today, I liked it on. I actually was outside quite a bit today, which was so nice. It was so nice to like be outside in the somewhat nice weather. It's still a little bit cold for my Arizona blood, but decent enough where I could like do some stuff outside. Just as far as like a drugstore foundation, I just feel like there's better out there. $17.99, I mean, we're getting up there in drugstore pricing, but the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, the Fit Me line, all those foundations are like $8, and that to me is a much better wearing foundation if you need something at a drugstore price. So I would pick that over this Revlon. Still interested, you know, I do still want to try some other Revlon foundations. I think this is my first one off the top of my head. No, I have a stick foundation from them that I actually quite enjoy. I do like that stick foundation. So I'd like to try some other foundations from Revlon, especially the Color Stay line, I think is what it's called. Their more popular one, kind of like their Fit Me line of Maybelline. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll still give it a shot. I don't hate it enough, and I do want to test it out. Of course, I will come back and just give more in-depth thoughts once I try it without powder, with primer, because I didn't use primer today. So maybe this does need like a pore blurring primer on my chin. I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below though. Have you tried this foundation? Have you tried any Revlons? Do you have holy grails from them that maybe I should check out? Because it feels like Revlon's kind of like creeping back up into being a little bit more of a popular drugstore brand. I don't really hear too much of them, but I've been hearing more and more, so I'd like to just explore this brand a little bit more. That's really going to complete my thoughts though. I don't have too much to say since it really didn't move at all compared to the 4 hours. And I'm happy with how it looks, except that one spot. So I think that there must be a way that I can make this work for me and have it be like a more everyday foundation. I love the coverage. I love the finish. There's just that one thing that would make it 100%. So this is where I'm gonna leave you all. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.